Technology journalist Adrian Mars joins me now live from London. So this is all part of Microsoft's catch-up, is it, Adrian? After all, they missed the mobile revolution.
They did. They like Nokia, were caught out by Apple. They didn't react fast enough. Both of them stuck with their old, relatively cruddy software. It just wasn't as good as the iPhone, and it's not as good as Google's offering, Android. So unfortunately, though, Nokia, under the captainship of an ex-Microsoft person, went with Microsoft's offering, and that hasn't been very successful. Now, for Nokia, I suspect committing, because they'll be owned by Microsoft, they'll be committed to using Microsoft software. I suspect that this won't be a good move. It's got a very small market share. It does have some hope in the developing world, but the big problem is that once you're late to the market, you don't get critical mass, and people therefore can't be bothered developing apps for you. There isn't the money in it. Microsoft have been paying app developers who have made profitable apps for other platforms to write apps for theirs, and there's still a massive lack, and that's of course not sustainable in the long term. So unless they can produce a smartphone that works in the developing world where other carriers haven't got dominance, I think their chances are fairly low, even though they've got the money to keep at this game for some time.
What do you think of this? What do you think of the description, two bald men fighting over a comb?
I think that's very good. It's rather sad and depressing.
Very expensive comb, mind you. What is it, 3.7 billion euros?
It's a very expensive comb. I mean, Nokia do have some key advantages. They're incredibly good at supply chain management. They've traditionally been able to produce phones and other products before they were producing phones, all sorts of things, including TVs and all sorts of strange goods. For very little. That's been their core skill, and they're very good at designing good hardware. From Microsoft's point of view, there was always the danger that Nokia would have said, well, this partnership just isn't working out. We're going to go with an Android version. And they probably would have been a lot more successful if they had. Buying them out stops them doing that, and not only, as you've said, gives them a patent portfolio to bargain with when other people try and sue Microsoft, it also assures them that at least somebody is making phones using their mobile platform, and gives them a few more years to perhaps gain enough market share to actually turn a decent profit in that area, and
we got to leave it
for the loss in PC sales.
I suppose people at Nokia must have expected some kind of action. After all, when the president, Stephen Elop, turned up 2 years ago, I remember him saying he was arriving to a burning platform. But we have to leave it.
And sadly, it's continued burning.
It has, exactly.
It's very sad.
All right, Adrian, it was so because it was a must-have at one stage, years ago anyway. Adrian Mars, thanks for joining us.